Russia's rapid military escalation has triggered one of NATO's starkest warnings yet. An attack on a member state may be just years away. As new nuclear-powered and hypersonic weapons emerge, Europe faces a haunting question. Is the world ready for what comes next? Imagine waking up to headlines reporting that Russia has struck a NATO member. Not a hypothetical exercise or a distant scenario, but a possibility European security officials are now treating with growing seriousness. It may sound like the premise of a geopolitical thriller, yet this is the concern being voiced openly by parts of Europe's defense leadership. At Vertex, we examine why these warnings are becoming more frequent, what NATO views as the most credible risks, and why the implications extend far beyond Europe's borders. It began in Vilnius, Lithuania, where on November 17th, the European Commissioner for Defense, Andrius Kubilius, delivered one of the clearest assessments yet, a message notably free of diplomatic caution.
The most important issues are how to defend the Baltics, that Putin may be ready to test Article 5 in the next 2 or 4 years by 2030.
He warned that Russia could attempt an attack on a NATO state within 2 to 4 years, and he said the Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia might be the most likely targets. Now, if you're wondering why these small countries matter so much, here's the context. The Baltics are NATO's eastern front, the closest point of contact with Russia. An attack there would automatically trigger Article 5, the Mutual Defense Clause, meaning the United States, Europe, and all NATO members would be dragged into a military confrontation. Kubilius didn't stop there.
The Baltic states may become one of the most likely targets of new Kremlin aggression.
He also noted that the EU has its own version of Article 5 and Article 42, which some experts consider even stronger in terms of obligations. Put simply, if Russia makes a move, it won't be a local conflict. It will be a global crisis. Now, imagine this warning landing at the same moment NATO reveals something else. Russia has completed one of its most dangerous weapons yet, the Burevestnik, known to NATO as the SSC-X9 Skyfall. Nicknamed the Flying Chernobyl, it's a nuclear-powered cruise missile with unlimited range. Yes, unlimited. That means it can fly for days, circling continents, approaching targets from unpredictable angles. According to a classified NATO report cited by German outlet Die Welt, the missile can travel over 900 kilometers per hour and maneuver aggressively mid-flight. And Russian President Vladimir Putin says it has already been successfully tested. On top of that, NATO fears another weapon, the Vertex hypersonic missile. Russia reportedly used it in Ukraine, and its range, around 3,100 miles, could strike the UK, European capitals, even parts of the US. And the warhead? Potentially nuclear. Meanwhile, NATO insiders warn of another weak spot, a shortage of anti-submarine torpedoes to counter Russia's Poseidon-class nuclear underwater drones. So, where does all this leave us? You might be wondering, is Europe preparing for war? The truth is more complex. These warnings aren't meant to create panic. They're meant to wake up the West to the speed at which Russia is modernizing its weapons and probing NATO's vulnerabilities. But here's the question to leave you with tonight. If Russia is preparing for a new kind of confrontation, long-range, hybrid, unpredictable, is the world ready for the next phase of global security?